Sapieha's excommunication.
Remember when as a kid you'd fight over who got to play the leader in a game, or when you got smacked in the head by a stronger classmate? The instinct to be the first follows some men and women all of their lives, and causes a lot of problems. Take Lithuania's past, for example. It's the late 17th century. The war between Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and Turkey continues, but because campaigns and battles didn't happen every day, armies had to find a place to set up a camp during the more quiet moments. The leader of Lithuania's army understood that soldiers and officers and all their cannons and carriages would never fit on government-owned land alone. So, he decided to place some of his regiments on land belonging to the Bishop of Vilnius. Oh brother, the trouble that started. Bishop Jan Kazimierz Sapieha knew that thousands of soldiers living on his lands would surely bring chaos to normal life. Hosting armies was a burden for noble estates and peasants alike. Losses were inevitable, so the bishop issued a stern response. "Get out of my lands, my rights are protected by law." The army commander, Grand Hetman Jan Kazimierz Sapieha, shot back, "My rights are protected by law also, so we're not moving." The commander was actually wrong about that part, but when you're strong and powerful, you like to think the law is on your side. And because the Bishop of Vilnius was also an influential figure, their dispute made its way to Parliament, where it caused such a commotion among parliamentarians they had to suspend their session twice. Remind you of anything today? So, the case went to the courts, but no solution was found there either. Eventually, Bishop Jostowski decided that enough was enough. He had a powerful weapon, excommunication. Back then, being cut off from the church was the harshest of all punishments. An excommunicated person lost all legal privileges and protections, even the right to be buried in a cemetery. Our scene now moves to Vilnius Cathedral, which looks a lot different than it does today. Back then, it was more of a mix of Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque architecture. The bishop organized an impressive ceremony to mark the excommunication of Jan Kazimierz Sapieha. As the service ended, Jostowski and other participants threw their burning candles onto the cathedral floor. If this was meant to symbolize the end of the brighter days of the Sapieha dynasty, the action was indeed prophetic. For a while though, the Sapieha family could still pretend that all was well. On the day of the excommunication ritual, they held a feast for family and friends at their estate on ANTANAS. Do you think that was the end of it? Oh no, the story was only half over. King Jan Sobieski was forced to intervene, and the case eventually made its way to the Pope in Rome. Only he succeeded in reconciling the bishop and the Grand Hetman. Jan Kazimierz Sapieha's excommunication was annulled. 4 years later though, it became obvious that this peace was only imaginary. Eventually, all of Lithuania's nobility rose up against the Sapieha dynasty, forcing the issue to be resolved in a battle near Valkeninkai, which the Sapiehas lost. The Sapieha name endured, but the family never regained the power they once enjoyed.